And you know, I was already aware of the physics, the underlying physics, before I connected it to the astrophysics, before I connected it to the more ancient wisdoms, which was sort of, from my perspective now, it was inevitable. It seems like it was just a matter of time before I did that. And I feel like there's going to be a sort of renaissance of certain things. There's going to be a rapid. I'm suspecting it's going to be fairly rapid change because of the way change has been accelerated by our electronic medium, by our new ways. And so if you look at the video that I posted from 1993, you'll see a reading from one of the Vedas in there that is in a book called The Science is in the Vedas, if you want to look up that passage. I was I was not even able to read it through the camera. I was just, sort of, giving that as an example. But at the same time, I have these sort of unusual abilities that are undocumented, largely undocumented. And, at some point, as I mentioned before, I would like to sort of reveal those. It'd be nice. If not, maybe James Cameron can take a shot for me. But, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to write a book and have the same thing that happened to Newton's work happen with this stuff, because I haven't read the Principia Mathematica, and that Newton on the beach lecture was delivered on my birthday last year, January 14th, 2008. Actually, it was 2 years ago now. And I don't know what all's going on. It leaves me guessing, most of the time. I'm not omniscient. I would like to have time to study Zen and learn the language that you're referring to. I consider a lot of the things that seem to be social conventions about these sorts of touchy issues annoying and troublesome and dysfunctional, because they leave too much to the imagination when some things need to be very clear, cut and dried kind of things, especially when you're talking about science. And so I have a very mixed feelings about that. I mean, for some things, clearly it's a good idea, and for others, probably not so much. And time will tell. Time will tell what happens. And it's gonna be impossible to cross this river today. I'm not gonna make it to this beach today. And so maybe I'll just leave it there.